congratulations to the jersey.
Yeah, a great way to start the day. You know, smiles on kids' faces, and yeah, it was awesome. Really cool.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, aside from look, I mean, just stoked to have the opportunity to wear it. You know, like we obviously it changes. You know, every couple of years, but you know, we love what it represents. We love the effort that's put into making it, and we want to wear it proud.
Tell us firstly, Matt, how's the head because you missed the past weekend?
Oh yeah, it's getting there. Just going through the protocols of returning to play. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty significant knock it took. So just making sure, you know, really get it right for the next couple of weeks.
How long will you give yourself before working out whether you're going to play Saturday? Like, will it be a Friday thing or a Thursday thing?
Yeah, I think it's just ticking the protocol. So we've got some more to look through tomorrow. Before they make the announcement. I mean, DC's been good in managing that along with the staff. So, yeah, we'll have a look at it tomorrow and go from there.
Guitars will be your primary focus, but how much work behind the scenes with Davis going into this England series?
Yeah, plenty. I mean, the staff putting in a heap of time. You know, I think ever since we played them last year, right, about knowing that this was on the cards. So they've put in hours and hours. They've got a really good plan. We saw a bit of that when we came into camp earlier in the year, and then that's progressing now. I guess they're getting a really good look at us individuals as players, you know, playing across Super Rugby. So they're trying to put together a piece of the puzzle of how combinations will look come this England series, and how you know, our players and how our form's shaping up now can affect them. So you know, they're just raring to go. I know, speaking to Dave, like, they go 6 months without coaching anyone. So they, when we come in, you know, after a season, they're dead keen. So yeah, I think it's going to be good.
How encouraged are you by the last couple of weeks? Australian team's form's been strong in this Trans-Tasman sort of league. Where do you think you're sitting? Are you pleased by that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a bit of a different narrative for us at the moment. Saying Australian rugby, and that's been really nice. It's been great to see guys individuals playing really well, and then teams finding some form and you know, showing, I guess, their identity on the field. And I've been really impressed. I mean, the Brumbies obviously the standout there, what they've been doing. So they're sort of leading the way at the moment, and you know, we're growing from strength to strength, I think. And you know, we've got some really good challenges coming up in the next couple of weeks. 2 home games, 1 away, and all against tough opposition. So yeah, we're in a really neat place at the moment.
Everyone's different, each team is different. Is there a collective characteristic to the Australian team that improvement?
I don't know about a characteristic in terms of on-field, but there's certainly a hunger about you know, what the teams are wanting to do, and the desperation in terms of how they're playing. I think that's been pretty noticeable. So I'd say that's the main thing.
Speaking of hunger, like, it's been 7 years since Australia's beaten England. Does that grow every year? It's a long time.
When the game comes around, certainly. I mean, you know, it's a great series. It doesn't feel like that long ago, hey, that we're playing in 2016 when they came out here last. But I mean, lots happened since then. So yeah, it's a great series to have. You know, sort of 18 months out from World Cup, or less now probably. So yeah, we're really pleased with, you know, getting the opportunity to play these guys.
So World Cup, 7-8 months away or so. Series victory against England. How significant did that be for just the Wallabies and the momentum going into that?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, England are, you know, very good at the moment, very good team, and they have been for a long time. So. You know, I mean, any 3 games, getting three wins or winning a series there would be important. But you know, against these guys who are really quality at the moment, how that sets up your year, and in particular, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the actual monthage is to the World Cup, but whatever it is, you know, it's a nice place to be.
Speaking of World Cups as well, there's pretty significant announcements over the next 48 hours or so. Just tell us about, like, the emotion and how you are feeling as the current Australian captain, the prospect of a home World Cup in 2027.
Oh, I mean, what an opportunity for young players if that was to come through. Young players in rugby in Australia, and you know, men and women with the announcements coming up for 27, 29. So in terms of a runway for a young player, or even a kid that's at school at the moment, you're looking at Lions in 25 with a couple of Olympics in there as well. 27 World Cup, 29 World Cup, and then a home Olympics, which rugby's all a part of now. What a time to be a part of rugby, and it's really exciting for someone who's probably going to be on the other side of it then. But for some of our younger guys, could be a part of that, in a great sort of era or chapter of Australian rugby.
You might be out the other side by 32, but 27 be too much for a stretch?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Michael, given some of the results we have seen against New Zealand sides, do you think this is the best position, at least domestically, that Australian rugby's been in for a while?
It's always hard to judge and look back on other years and, I guess, compare where you're at. We're probably less experienced in terms of caps and things than we have been in Super, but it certainly doesn't show in terms of how we're playing and the hunger that guys are showing. So there's that many tangible, intangible things to compare. It makes it really difficult, but to get some consistent performances is really nice, and that's a nice, I mentioned earlier, narrative to be a part of, is just seeing other teams win and a general feel that it's great to see those teams win. I've definitely been in the camps where you death ride teams a bit, and particularly Aussie counterparts, you're not wanting to see them do well. I think that's definitely changed for me, so really pleased for some of the teams who are doing really well at the moment.
Well, when you say there's less experience, is there also maybe less of a fear, I guess, especially when you're coming up with sides against injuries, there's less maybe mental scars from things that happen in the past?
That is probably an aspect of that, yeah, definitely. And then the hunger to change that story, be a part of a new sort of feel, and that's that's a real big motivating factor for a lot of those players, is to change and shift that, and that's been noticeable.
You spoke up about the England team and how good they're playing at the moment. Where do you put the Wallabies alongside them? How do you feel going into that?
A really easy way to answer this is 2 months' time, we can tell you. We don't know. They got the better of us there last year in Twickenham. We get to play them at 3 home grounds, 3 great home grounds for us this year. Places that we've all had good success before, and a test at SCG, which would be cool and really unique for us at this point in time. So it's good to be on the other side of things, and have a home ground against these guys, and hopefully full stadiums.
There's been talk in the Nation Championship up north, the idea of maybe England playing Australia, New Zealand, South Africa over the 3 tests in July. Do you like that idea? That test can be more meaningful going forward?
In terms of the player, and I probably speak for most players, every test is meaningful. So just because you're playing one-off game against England at the end of the year, or Scotland, or whoever it might be up there, it's still super meaningful in terms of the player. But definitely, open to hearing how these games can be, the word meaningful is, maybe it's used in a different capacity from other, another lens. So open to hearing what suggestions they have and how you could bring more viewers to the game, and if that's going to work, that's exciting. But it's for minds that put much more time and thought into it than I do. I've got to run out there and pass the footy. They put in the ideas of how to make it look better. So it's exciting though.